Hello, today I'm talking to Dawn Ireland. Dawn is a herbalist, but today we're actually talking about healthy snacks. So thank you very much for agreeing to talk to me, Dawn.
My pleasure.
So can you explain a bit about your philosophy, your ideas about healthy snacks in general, what you feel about that?
Yes, I feel that you should think about whether you are a sweet tooth or whether you're somebody that prefers savoury snacks. I myself am much more keen on savoury snacks, so that will dictate the way that I prepare and keep healthy food in the house. So I would always try to make sure I've got a stash, if you like, of healthy savoury snacks, because I know that will be my temptation, my go-to, rather than sweet stuff. If you have a sweet tooth, you can have both, of course you can. If you have a sweet tooth, then make sure you've got some nice sweet tasting things hanging around that you can just grab. I find that I will grab for snacks when I've either got short of time, or if I'm stressed, or if I suddenly have realized that I haven't prepared anything in advance, a meal or something, and then I think, oh, but I'm really hungry now. Sometimes you'll go for a snack while you're actually preparing your meal.
Yes.
Well, I will anyway.
Yes.
And then it's a good idea to have these healthy things around, because otherwise, certainly for myself, I know that if I have crisps in the house, they call to me, and I will just, go to grab those. And I prefer not to, so I try not to have them in the house. So I would prepare things in advance, such as munchy seeds. So that would be sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. You can also do this with tinned pulses, such as chickpeas, and I will flavour them. So obviously the nuts and seeds you can eat as they are, no problem. But I like to have something that, that feels like I'm having a treat. So what I do is I soak them in a little bit of water with either something like a quarter of a teaspoon of melted Marmite, maybe some soy sauce instead, onion powder, garlic powder, maybe some curry powder. Not all this together. These are choices.
Yes, yes.
It'd be a bit overwhelming otherwise.
Yeah.
So horseradish powder, that's amazing, and or chili powder if you like hot stuff. So I choose whatever I am in the mood for, and I will just use a tiny little bit. A little goes a long way, so maybe quarter to half a teaspoon, or if it's chili or horseradish, a quarter or less of a teaspoon. Mix it all in. This is for about a handful of seeds or nuts. Mix it all in with this water. Allow it to soak so that the seeds start to plump up a bit, or the nuts soften a little bit. If you're using tinned pulses, you don't need to add the water. You just drain them, and then you add the flavouring and let them soak for a bit. And then you just spread them on a baking tray, or you put them in a dry frying pan, and you just toast them, or dry fry. Well, you can't call it fried, but dry fry them for a few minutes. And the smaller the seed, obviously, the quicker it burns. So just keep an eye. And those, when they're dried, you can store them. They need to be fully dry. So if it's the tinned pulses, make sure they're completely dried and crunchy right the way through. Otherwise, they'll go off. And you can just store those in jars. And you've got a whole range then of really nice, healthy snacks. So for instance, my current favourite is a cheese and onion style flavour.
Wow.
Which is just like eating cheese and onion crisps. So it's yeast flakes, which you can buy in most health shops and some supermarkets in tubs. Not related to ordinary yeast, it's inactivated. So anybody who has yeast problems, it's not an issue to eat them. That and onion powder and a tiny sprinkle of soy sauce, you've got the same flavour as cheese and onion crisps. That's probably how they make their cheese and onion crisps. Who knows?
I love yeast
but it's
flakes.
more healthy.
I love yeast flakes.
they're so useful,
Yeah.
so useful
Yeah.
in sauces and all sorts.
Yeah.
So, but in a savoury snack like that, they're just amazing. So that type of thing is my savoury go-to. And you can buy things like this as well. You don't have to make your own. I mean, I like making my own things because it gives me more scope. But you can buy things that are, sealed in packets, and so you've got them handy. If you have a sweet tooth, you can have similar things, but you can have the sweet flavors. So you could do the seeds and the nuts again, but you could put a little bit of, say, maple syrup and vanilla essence, or almond essence, or coconut, and that kind of thing, and do the same method
Right.
with the nuts or the seeds. Or you can do things like make those little, what they call, sometimes called energy balls or power balls. So you just soak some dried fruit, and when it's all soft, so it'd be dates and prunes, for instance. And prunes, obviously we all know what the main reason is for eating prunes, but if you eat 4 prunes a day, it actually promotes your bone cell formation. So it
Wow.
promotes you to have healthy, strong bones, just 4 a day. So soak those, mash them all up, put some flavoring in. So things, again, like vanilla essence or cocoa powder or cinnamon or mixed spice, whatever your preference and your fancy takes. You can then roll them into balls, and you can coat them in things like desiccated coconut, ground almonds, toasted sesame seeds. You can mix a little bit of sesame seed paste into them for a little extra nutty flavor, if you like. That's a very strong flavor, so a tiny amount is all you need.
Yeah.
And again, sesame seed paste tahini is so high in calcium that you're getting, again, bone strengthening, healthy snacks that are really tasty and delicious.
Fantastic. What about fruit? I know you have a sort of
Fruit.
ice creamy idea, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Obviously, fruit comes in its own package. You can just eat it as it is, no problem. But if you want these lovely sort of luxurious feel treats, then yes, you can do. So one of my favorite things to do is make a sort of a fruit kind of ice cream, but it is pure fruit and nothing else. So you do need a blender for this, or you need a juicer or something quite heavy duty.
Yeah.
So for instance, you could peel and freeze a banana, freeze some strawberries or any kind of fruit you like. Peaches do this nicely as well. Take them out of the freezer and then put them through a juicer with, if you've got one with a blanking plate, put the blanking plate on so that the whole fruit comes through. And it literally, so you're blending it frozen. And it is literally, I swear, the first time I had the banana, I thought I was eating vanilla ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's nothing else in it. You can add things to it. You can add cocoa powder and make a chocolate flavor ice cream. You can add, again, vanilla essence or almond essence, blended raspberries mixed in with banana, frozen. It's like having raspberry ripple ice cream.
Yeah.
And it is just fruit, and it's absolutely delicious.
I think my favourite is actually banana, cocoa powder, and crunchy peanut butter.
Love.
And
Yes.
then you get that sort of crunchiness through it. And
Yes.
you do need a fairly heavy duty machine to make it, don't you?
Yes, you do. You do.
And I know when I start making it, I was thinking, this can't work. It's, grinding away, not sounding very good. And then the sound changes. And that's the point where actually, and then you've got this amazing ice cream. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the nut butters in there.
Yes.
So that makes it like those cookies and cream type of ice creams that you buy that have got sort of biscuity type bits in. And that's exactly like that.
Yeah. Yeah. A favourite of mine on a savoury level, and a lot of people say I don't know how you can do this, but I do, is actually just to soak chickpeas till they are on the beginning of sprouting. So there's just actually like a little bump on the side of the seed. So it hasn't really come out. And eating them then, they taste actually very similar to peanuts. But of course, they're much lower in calories. And I really like those, and I will do that and then put them in the fridge, keep them in the fridge for 2 or 3 days and just have a handful every now and again. So that's another, I mean, that's really low calorie, and I just have them as they are, but you could put other things on them like you've been suggesting as well. So
yes, that's a good one. I've never tried that, but I'm going to now.
Right. Well, Dawn, I feel really, I just want to go away and eat. You've given us some great ideas, so thank you very much. I know, you're a herbalist, so just tell us about your website, will you? And your latest book as well.
Yes, I'm a herbalist and I practice in Torquay, in Torbay, and my website is www.torbay-herbalist.co.uk. I see people for wellness. I hopefully improve and make them better if they have ailments, and I also help people to maintain wellness and work quite a lot in preventative health. So promoting good health through life, every stage of life, to maintain vitality, basically. I've recently written a book, it's just out this week actually, called Herbal Cream Making, and it's available at Herbury Books. That's Herbury, Herbary, herburybooks.com. And it's basically showing you with recipes how to make all sorts of balms, lotions and creams for yourself, with some information in there on herbs that are great for skincare.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me your time. It's been really good to talk about healthy snacks. I think it's a really important issue for a lot of people. And hopefully we're giving people ideas of things they can try rather than reaching for the crisps or the chocolate bar. So thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.